suggest having your cat on your phone, and then I can put Periscope on the computer.
Please do, because I don't have Periscope.
Periscope, we get more views. Oh, you have somebody here. The real Dino Wells.
Hi, the real Dino Wells. Okay, I guess I can sign in now. Lord Jesus, I have to remind myself to log out of all this. Y'all have my whole everything open today. Instagram, Twitter, Google. Jesus. Lord Jesus. Seems like it's been forever. Miss you so. People come from everywhere.
Oh, the champ is here. I would love for you all to watch my 4-time award-winning documentary, When the Bell Rings. Can I send you the link? Sure, send it to us on DINtv.com. Sure, send it to us on DINtv.com. You're officially live.
Okay. Oh my God, that camera is so right there. Jesus. All in my region camera. Okay, I feel a little bit better now. All right. Camera. Oh, he sent it to us. Thank you, the real Dino Wells, for that. So, hello everyone on Periscope and Meerkat and DINtv.com. I am Chavon Ellington, and today's show is going to be all about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you weren't able to catch it last night, I'll basically break it down for you. So, Phaedra was feeling, I guess, down after the visit with the kids and Apollo in jail. So she decided to have like a Christmas party, and she's going to invite everybody. She was going to have Kim's husband teach her how to dance for it. She had Dwight, who was originally Nene's friend, decorate the party. And then, of course, you had everybody else playing a part in this episode. So if you don't know the cast, it's Portia Williams, Kenya Moore, Phaedra Parks, Candy Burris, Kim Fields, and Sheree Whitfield, and Cynthia Bailey. Okay, so I was just gonna cut Candy right out I don't know how I do that because everybody's like, oh, you're short, you have red hair, Candy. No, I'm not Candy. So if you have anything you want to contribute to the Real Housewives of Atlanta season finale conversation, then you can come directly to DINtv.com and chat with me. Okay? So I'm going to start us off with Phaedra Parks. I want to know how you feel about this, but I feel like her holiday party was a little too much. She had all the pomp and circumstance. She had a little dance planned out. She had people. She had her friends. I don't know if you guys listen to the Ricky Smiley show, but he has a woman come on there by the name of Juicy, and Juicy is a little person, and Juicy dressed up as one of the elves for the party. She had her son play the elf on the shelf. So if you don't know the story about the elf on the shelf, it's when Santa sends out the elves to watch the kids throughout the year to decide whether they're naughty or nice. And so she had that. She had even not Phaedra, Portia, and okay, you can do that.
I need to tell you.
Hi, the real Dino Wells.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay.
Can you hear me? I guess not. Can you hear me? So, I'm refreshing for you guys. I don't think he has his microphone activated. Oh, he's sending me his video from Vimeo.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. I need another code. The Vimeo link is broken.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Wow, this is some new stuff. I've never seen this before. This is awesome, actually.
I'm glad you like it. Where are you from?
I'm from Chicago originally, but I live in New Orleans right now.
Oh my goodness. From Chicago to New Orleans, I feel like you're going to very I don't want to say, I'm not going to say the wrong thing, so I'm just going to say you move from one boiling pot to the next. How are you liking New Orleans?
I mean, it's cool. I came down here for to finish my documentary with the link I was trying to send you. And I've just been here ever since. I was semi-raised here too, though. I was raised in Chicago, best of both worlds, basically.
And what's the premise of your documentary?
Me returning back into boxing after a 15-year hiatus.
Oh. And
getting back into my kid's life and all that. It's 4-time award winning. It shows the grueling. I'm 45 and I got back into boxing at 40.
This is the optimum time to have it out, especially with Creed just coming out.
Yeah, but it's 10 times better than Creed.
Oh, not to toot your own horn.
Yeah, excellent. But I like this platform. This is awesome. I remember I've seen you before, and I didn't get a chance to get on your show before. So now I'm glad I'm on. So it's all good.
I'm glad to have you here. Do you watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta?
No disrespect to the reality show stuff. I watch every once in a while, but I'm not. It's just a bad representation of sisters, and I don't like it.
Okay. Well, I hope you know my whole show is about to be all about that. I'm breaking it down for you.
It's all good. I want to catch up anyway.
Okay. And you try to find me that link or a link that will work to your documentary.
It won't catch on this one, but I sent it to your blab.
To my blab?
Yeah, it's right there in the blab.
Okay. I wonder why it won't work on here. The trailer, did you post a trailer on YouTube by chance?
The trailer, I believe, is on YouTube. Let me find it.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find it on YouTube, and then I'll get back to reality TV talk.
That's what's up. I'm gonna get the link right now for you.
Oh, you're gonna get it for me? Okay. So I don't know where I left off, but I was saying that a lot of things took place last night on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. A lot of people are saying that it was one of the most boring season finales, but I thought it was cool. And so I think we're going to start with Phaedra Parks. Was her holiday party too much? I'm going to post a picture of how the holiday party looked, and you tell me what you think. So this is the whole cast at her party. Some people chose to dress up, namely Portia and Kenya Moore, but it was like totally decked out. Let me see if I see any other images of it. I don't think they have an image of just the whole thank you Living Chic on Meerkat for liking us. They don't have a whole video of the venue that I can play, but it was all decked out. It was dressed up. Her son played the elf on the shelf. She had Miss Juicy. Yeah, you can do that. Oh, she called Miss. She had Miss Juicy there from Ricky Smiley show as one of the elves, and I was just like, okay. Miss Juicy is also on another reality show called Little Women Atlanta. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, it's funny.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, they gotta have love too. You know what I mean? You gotta show the little women love, and it is what it is.
All these people, Kirill, are the cast members of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and this is the party that they had on the last episode. This is the episode right before the. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for the reunion episode next week. But I won't go into that. I'll focus on this one. So my question would be, first we're going to talk about Phaedra Parks. Phaedra Parks, it has a husband, Apollo Nida, and he is locked up for many reasons, but it comes back to him basically stealing money. And it was like some Ponzi scheme or some sort. And he's locked up, I want to say, for 7 years. And he has 2 kids by Phaedra. So on the episode previous to this one, the discussion came up as to whether she should be taking her kids to see him in prison. My personal feelings are that her kids are young, and so I don't know if I would want to subject them to that. But ultimately, they do need to know who their father is as time progresses. So if you were in a situation where you were locked up, would you want your kids to come see you?
I would like to be in my kids' life, but they would have to understand, depends on their ages, but they would have to understand, look, daddy's here for a little period of time, but I will be out. If I'm in there forever, I got to see him some kind of way. So, yeah, they have to come and see me.
Okay. But at what age do you think it's okay for a child to come see their incarcerated parent?
10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her kids are both under the age of 10. I think I have...
Yeah, I think they'll need to be there. Yeah, I think she had to let them know that, look, daddy's away for a while, and then when they get a little bit older, understand, they let them know that way.
Mm-hmm. I think it comes back to like the social pressures, because she's on a public platform. Everybody's pushing her to do it. It's like, you are in the public eye, so you should do all things that are right. And what's right is for your kids to see their father.
And I'm an advocate of that. The father had to be in that kid's life, although he is behind bars for his foolishness. But at the same time, his kids didn't get him there. So that's his punishment as well. So like, look,
exactly. I think that should come along as the punishment. You really don't get to see your children the way you should, because you did knowingly commit a crime.
Exactly.
And he was saying he was under social pressure as well because she was making so much money and doing this and that he felt like he had to keep up with her. And he was like, you weren't saying anything when I was buying you this or fixing the house or this, so you shouldn't get upset with me that I'm getting locked up.
Mm-hmm.
So you were saying that your documentary encompasses you getting back into your kids' life. What kept you away?
Their moms, my journey. I'm a journeyman, so I'm a big advocate of letting fathers know, look, no matter what the situation is with your kid's mom, you got to move your best foot forward, knock down those obstacles, and be in your kid's life. And luckily, I got into my kid's life at a correct age, and that's it, you know. So I have a car right here. Sorry about that. I got to step away for a minute.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Hello.
So I'm gonna play a brief clip. People on Periscope and Meerkat, to see the clip I'm playing, you have to come directly to www.DINtv.com. This is the beginning of Phaedra taking her boys on a trip to see their father. Let me see if I can. Here we go.
I was very cognizant about bringing up the divorce because the children were present. But when I brought it up, he said that, he did not want a divorce. Close I'm ready to move on. I see myself happy again. I see myself married again. And I see myself divorced.
Hi, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in to.
Okay, we don't want to see her commentary on it. But like I said, I felt like she should have the ability to have her kids see their father just at a different age. And I don't think it's right that Apollo does not want to sign the papers for her to be divorced, because he's going to be locked up for 7 years, one. And if she's not extending any communication towards him, then what kind of relationship are they having? You're basically just holding her hostage in a marriage that both of you guys can't be a part of. Because I don't know if that makes any sense. I think maybe he's just trying to be selfish because he is lonely and locked away. Boo-hoo, Apollo, boo-hoo. People on Periscope and Meerkat, come tell me how you feel about it. Should they stay in a marriage that neither of them really want to be in? Well, maybe Apollo wants to be in the marriage. I'm not sure, but I think he's just trying to hold her hostage. So moving on with last night's show, we also came across Kenya Moore. What's happening with Kenya Moore is she has a new man. I'm going to post a picture of him. And she also now has a new dog. Well, two new dogs. One's by the name of Twirl, and one by the name of look, Jesus, I can't remember his name. Oh, King. I feel like that's such a typical name to name a dog. Like, King is a dog's name and a child's name, I guess, in the African American community. It's so common that it's also like almost funny. Like, think of something else. Like, Candy just named her baby Ace Wells. Wells for her mother-in-law's last name, because she passed away before the baby could even, come to fruition. And that was how she paid homage. And I thought that was a really creative name, Ace Wells. And then it's very racially ambiguous. So if he ever goes out for a job, he won't totally be stereotyped. It's not like, okay, we definitely know that you're black. We definitely know you're white or whatever. So I'm going to post this picture here for you guys to see her new dogs and her new man. My opinion is that he's a little young. I do think he is he's attractive. Not to me personally, but he is attractive. He's well built. Has like, nice skin apparently. Nice skin, sir. He's very much so younger than she is. But I mean, if he's making her happy, I guess that's fine. How do you guys feel about older women and younger men? I would be, happy to hear what you have to say. So come directly to DINtv.com and give me your opinion. So I'm going to move on. Kenya came to the party, and it wasn't like you had to dress in Christmas theme, but she was speaking about it with him beforehand, and he's like, well, let's see what you got, which the conversation branched off into the dogs again, so wasn't even discussed, but she showed up to the party in full Grinch gear. I'm going to post a picture to that now. Hello again.
Sorry about that. It was a business call, but
no problem at all. But yeah, I was saying that Kenya Moore showed up to the party in full Grinch gear. And it wasn't so that the guests had to come with a costume. Where she went out of her way to do this. And then throughout the party, she was just basically being completely messy, trying to figure out, hey, okay, so let me give you some backstory. When Apollo got locked up, when he got locked up, all of his property was at Phaedra's house. But he knew that the feds were going to seize his assets because he owed them so much money. So he had lots of his properties, like his boats and his four-wheelers and whatever, taken to Candy Burrs' house. And the feds came to Phaedra's house, and she had nothing for them. And they're like, well, you need to pay us. And so it's speculated that she had the feds go to Candy's house.
Drama.
And so, exactly. And so, I'm sorry, I know you would rather not talk about this, but this is what my show is about today.
No, it's all good. I like a little drama, maybe her coming as a Grinch, showing her personality.
Exactly my thought. I'm like, this was very, very much so thought out. So she showed up, and then she went from like person to person. It's like, hey, did you hear about Phaedra sending the feds to Candy's house? And in the process of speaking, she found out that the feds were also sent to Cynthia Bailey's house. And I'm like, this is all a little much. And I didn't know exactly what she was getting from all of this conversation. It's like, this information can do nothing for you, literally. So why are you sticking your nose into it? And before you left, I was saying that he is a good amount younger than she is. How do you feel about older? Well, I guess she's not really older, but she's in her 40s. How do you feel about older women dating younger men?
Well, when I was 25, I dated a 45-year-old lady. She was an attorney, lived in Atlanta, but I didn't make much money. She had all the money.
Okay.
She lived in the penthouse. I felt some type of way because she took care of everything, and I didn't like that, So on the intimate aspect of it was great, but on the financial aspect, for me being a man, I feel if you have your money right, she has the money right, age is nothing but a number.
Right.
If you don't have your money right and she has all the money, then you have to step your game up to match hers. Although the love could be there or it could be superficial, either or.
Mm-hmm. That's really interesting. Like you said, it could be superficial because in my head, it's like, well, I mean, older established woman and younger man, of course he's only there for the money. But it was interesting that you said that you were like, you didn't feel, is that what ultimately broke you two up?
I stepped away because, I felt less than a man because I was only making $35,000 a year to her $500,000 a year, whatever she was making. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, you should have held on to her. No, people on Periscope and Meerkat, I am not a proponent of gold digger tree. I know that's not a word, but I just made it a word. But I mean, she was making a good amount. I feel like you could have worked your way up while you were with her. Were there any other significant age differences in any of your relationships?
Nah, not really. I was more the older person. I was into younger women back in the days.
Back in the day, but now what is it?
My girlfriend now, I'm just 2 years older than her.
Okay. I feel like that's a comfortable age range.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you feel like you have to babysit someone, and it's not so much so where you don't feel comfortable. So we're gonna back to Kenya Moore. She had the dogs. Oh my goodness, how do you feel about pets? Because her original pet passed away, and she had a whole big funeral ceremony for the dog. Do you think like pets are like an extension of family, or pets are just animals?
Pets is an extension of family. So if you had a pet that was usually had an emotional tie to it, I believe you should. I believe you should give that pet a proper burial. I remember I had a little hamster.
Hamster?
When I was young, my hamster died, and I gave it a proper burial. You know, when I was a kid though, but it was for a while. You know, their lifespan is not long anyway.
Right.
At the same time, I gave it a proper burial because I was emotionally attached to it.
What exactly constitutes as a proper burial?
I just dug a 4-foot hole and dropped his body in it, put some dirt over it, God be with you, and walked home.
What other kind of pets have you had over the years?
Just dogs. I was allergic to cats at one point, but now I think I had a dog named Rusty got killed by the neighbor because he used to bark a lot, and that was emotionally draining to me.
Yeah.
And we had a proper funeral for that dog as well. So I believe if you have an emotional tie to an animal, give it a proper burial.
Yeah. I had a dog a couple years back, and UPS was driving by, and the dog ran out into the street, and I guess they didn't see him. He was like a 4-pound Maltese, so I guess it was easy to miss him, and ran right over the dog. And my dad was like, well, let's just hurry up and bury him before your mom gets home. And right in the middle of burying him, my mom got home, and it was the biggest catastrophe ever. She was crying, and I felt some kind of way too, but I didn't know whether I should cry or console her. So I digress. I won't go into that, but I do agree that they should have a proper burial. I don't know if I will have a whole ceremony where I invite family members, because let me see if I can find the clip of her having the funeral. This wasn't in last night's episode. This was last year. But she had a whole funeral for the dog and had like people speak at the funeral.
Wow.
No, isn't that a little much?
I think that's kind of far-fetched now.
Let's see. Her dog's name was Velvet. Kenya Moore buries Velvet.
I had a Maltese before, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, my girlfriend, when we broke up, she took it with her. And she didn't want to go with her. She wanted to be with me. But I was emotionally attached to that Maltese, too, actually. I have videos on YouTube of her, too, called A Lady.
Oh, post a video of Lady.
I used to love Lady, too, man. Lady was awesome.
Kenya Moore buries. Did you ever post a link to your...
I put it inside your...
Okay, in my feed. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll put it back up again if you like.
Yes, please. I think the feed refreshed. Let's see. Just let me know when you post it.
All right. It's coming in the feed now. There it goes.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Oh, what age were you in this picture? Well, still.
I was 20 years old.
Had the braids all fresh. Okay. This is of Lady, or this is of your documentary?
That's my documentary, actually.
Okay. People on Periscope and Meerkat, I am about to play the trailer to a documentary of one of our wonderful users here. And give me the premise again, and then I'll tell the people on Periscope and Meerkat what it's about.
It's about me returning to boxing at the age of 40 after a 15-year hiatus. I was one of the top amateur fighters in the 90s. I was Olympic hopeful, didn't make the Olympics. I stepped away from boxing and decided to get back into boxing, being 250 pounds, get back into shape. It's me getting back into my kids' life because I was estranged from them. And just showing the whole grueling process of trying to attain a license in your 40s. and getting back into the ring. It's a very emotional story. It's a 4-time award-winning documentary.
All right. People on Periscope and Meerkat, we have a user here by the name of The Real Dino Wells. He was a boxer back in the day, and then his documentary recounts him getting back into the lives of his children and taking on boxing in his 40s after a 15-year hiatus. If you would like to see this trailer, please come directly to www.DINtv.com. We're going to play it right now.
Why am I a mess up that I am? I had to really dig deep into myself to find out who I am.
I was at beast in the 90s. My total record was 67 and 13, 36 KOs. I feel like I was unstoppable.
I can't go by another 20 years of saying, man, that would have been me.
I'm rolling down the ring to get respect. I got nothing else to lose. My life ain't where I wanted to be anyway.
Just really nervous right now. I hadn't seen him since he was 2 years old. This is gonna be real big for me because he's my youngest son.
Hold on a second. You want to hit hard to face again?
Tell you that, Dad, it's not easy. Get your toys, get your candy and shit. You want me to jump for you that, but you can't read a paragraph to me? Look in that corner.
That's what they call me, the lethal warrior.
All right. Well, let's just bring that.
Get him out of there, man. You can't bring back 20 years, bro. There's no way possible. You know what I mean? It's gone, bro. Don't let these niggas tell you now, Dino. You came too fucking far for this. How fucking bad do you want it?
The average person out there on the street cannot take this type of punishment. We are special. You have to believe that you are special.
Let's go, there and back. I got so much. Fuck it. Let's go. Yes, sir. Come on. Come on.
Everybody got a question for Tino, man. You sure you want to do what you want to do at this age, you know? They have no value for what you do. But your goal should be your motivation.
There you go.
I want my kids to look up and say, my dad is somebody.
Ah! 15, 16.
Wow.
Step in that ring. Think about everything you've done to get to this point that you're at right here.
He's like, what else in life can I conquer now?
I've really enjoyed that trailer. It's called When the Bell Rings, people on Periscope and Meerkat. So if you'd like, you should definitely, how can they go and see this documentary?
You can go to Amazon, Amazon Prime, Vimeo On Demand, iTunes, any of the video on demand platforms. You can get When the Bell Rings there. It will be on Netflix this summer as well. We're working to get on Netflix, actually. So the documentary is all over video on demand.
People, you can see this on Amazon Prime, iTunes, anything that's video on demand. You can make this happen. It's called When the Bell Rings, and it looks like it's going to be an awesome documentary if you haven't already seen it before. And if you have seen it before, come to DINtv.com and tell us all about it and tell us whether you liked it or not. Because I'm sure if they didn't like it, they'll give you the constructive criticism.
Yeah, thank you for showing the trailer.
No problem. I really enjoyed it. How long did it take to make?
Yeah, it took us 2 years to do it. I actually, from that documentary, I rebuilt with my son. Got custody of my 14-year-old. Unfortunately, my oldest son died last year.
Really?
Got murdered. But I have, big children. My youngest son, and I got a chance to rebuild with my daughter as well.
Oh my goodness! And they all stay different places.
Yeah, my daughter, she lives in Chicago. She's 19. My oldest son is 22. They're both by my ex-wife. Rest in peace. My son, who's 14, he lived in Georgia. Now I have custody of him. My 13-year-old, he lives in New Orleans.
And are any of them looking to take on boxing as a career?
both of them want to box, but I'm not forcing them into it. When they feel like they're ready for it, like they have the attributes, they have the skills, they have the skill set. One of them is mentally not ready, and the other one's not disciplined.
Okay. That's cool. I feel like a parent's goal is to see your child be successful. That's always the number one goal, but it's also like a cherry on top if they're going after something you went after.
Right. And I don't want to like push that onto them because I don't want to be that type of parent. Like, yeah, you got a box, this and that, these no.
Yeah. And if they did go into boxing all the way, would you be their manager or would you play like the sideline and let them do their own thing?
I'll train them all the way through. My son is right here. He's the 14-year-old. He's the one he has all the skills. Here he is right here. It's my little man.
Hello
right
there.
It's my twin.
Hello.
She said hello.
Hi.
What is it that you like about boxing?
I like their strength and their move sets and skills in boxing.
And do you see yourself doing something like that long term?
Yeah.
And where would you want to go with this? Would you take this to like a national level or would you do this something locally, like just box at the gym?
I think I should do it at a national level.
Make them big bucks. Yes, and then you'll have a documentary.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you feel about your father's documentary?
Well, some of it was emotional, but every time I watch it, it inspires me.
Okay, I like it. I can dig it. And how have you liked it staying with your father?
I love it here.
Really? What's the best thing about New Orleans?
Mardi Gras.
Do you even really get to participate all the way because you're so young?
Yeah, I don't think so. Not Mardi Gras.
And how do you like school?
I like school, just fun with teachers. But I got good grades and stuff.
See, that's beautiful. Well, thank you for speaking with me. I said, well, thank you for speaking with me.
You're welcome.
Hold on a second, son. I am I'm the honorary WBC world champion. After my documentary premiered in LA, the WBC honored me to be a world champion. And I have I have a belt. Posters are behind me. I have everything that the champion will attain after winning a belt. So they honor me with a belt. So I am the honorary WBC light heavyweight champion.
And what does WBC stand for?
World Boxing Council.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's how you know it's official.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I actually had no choice but to make a documentary for my senior year in college. And it was about a little boy who, he was with that family his whole life. And the family I did the documentary on was close to me. And he stayed with the family for a long time. And then it became like a situation where the state was ready to kind of take him away from the family because they looked into his background when the mother decided she wanted to adopt more children. And so I thought the whole documentary process was awesome. What was your experience like? Did you want to quit at some point? Because I had to film, edit, and everything by myself. But you were just the star, or did you have other roles?
I was just a subject producer as well, but more the subject. And quitting, not in my DNA, but there were some times where I wanted to give up because of trying to get the license and not having the skills like I used to have when I was a beast when I was in my early 20s. Feeling, as you saw in the trailer, I had got knocked out. That was the first time I got knocked out. In the beginning part of the trailer, I had got knocked out.
Yeah, I saw.
And that at that point, that woke me up, and I said, you know what? I don't quit because I really want to be in my kids' life. So I can't give up now because I'm trying to show them something, leave a legacy. I want to show them that I'm not doing all this. I've been out there life. It's not for vain.
Right.
I didn't do this in vain. All this is for a reason. So the 2 years that we filmed the documentary it was very emotional. 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yikes.
It was It was beautiful. Sometimes I didn't even know the camera was rolling. It was just one guy, my director. He had the camera. We lived together, and he just had the camera, pop it on, and I gave him permission to film every aspect of my life.
Okay. Now I'm gonna switch it back over to Real Housewives of Atlanta.
There we go.
And I think I'm gonna talk about Kandi now. Kandi already had her son. Like I said, his name is, I don't know if you were here when I was saying her son's name is Ace Wells. She took the last name of her husband's mother because she passed before the baby could come and made it his middle name. And I thought that was really cool because, one, it pays homage to the mother, and two, it's like racially ambiguous. So if he goes out for a job, it's not like we can't stereotype him because we don't know whether he's black, white, Hispanic, or other. When you came to naming your children, were you a big part of it?
I named all my other kids except my oldest son. I named my daughter Abaya after my girlfriend got murdered.
Oh.
Yeah, she got murdered in front of me in 1991. So I said I was going to pay homage to her some type of way. Whenever I have a girl, I was going to name her after that. So I did. Mm-hmm. I named my son Deshaun, and I named my other son Desmond. So yeah, I didn't want him to be Desmond though. I wanted him to be Damien, but that didn't
Damien. Do you have an attachment to the letter D?
Well, all the males on the girl side of the family are named starts with a D.
Okay. Those are nice, solid names. So she named her child Ace Wells, and beforehand she got into it with a friend of hers named Kim. I don't know if you know Kim. I'm gonna post a picture of her now. Kim wanted to be a singer. She had the song "Don't Be Tardy for the Party." Have you heard that?
No, I haven't heard of that.
Well, you're about to be getting a piece of that ridiculousness. But Kandi had this whole thing where she was trying to make people famous for singing, and her first project, I guess, unofficially was Kim. And after Kim's song made a whole bunch of money, Kandi didn't feel like she was paid what she was supposed to be paid for making Kim a star.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna play her song, and you tell me how you feel about it. She had a spin-off show too called Don't Be Tardy, which I guess plays into her song. Let's see. I think this is her singing it live. Give me a second. And it just posted the same image one more time.
The last time I saw the shows with Kim Fields, I guess they wanted her to be on the show a lot, and she has a regular family life. She didn't want to be featured a lot, I guess, on the show, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last time I actually paid attention to the show, actually.
Okay, well then how did you feel about Kim Fields being on the show in general, considering that she was such a notable actress and a producer and director?
I thought it was a bad choice, but she wanted to be relevant in the business still.
Hello.
So.
Oh my God, I feel like that's one of the worst moves she could have made, because first off, it's a reality show. So now you have to play to the reality kind of tactics. So if you're not being dramatic, if you're not causing problems, or if you're not neutral enough, you're going to be written off the show. And I feel like that's what will come next. Her storyline, I didn't get to talk about Kim yet, but her storyline was basically riding the coattails of her husband. And her husband wasn't even a great part of the show, but it's just speculating through each episode that he's gay. It's why is Kim married to him? Why? It's he was the topic of conversation, and that's where the drama came in. But originally, I don't even know why she's there, because she lives in Atlanta. Why is Kim a part of the show? And
relevance.
But at what cause? What cause would you really go to be relevant again? I know right now she's gonna be on Dancing with the Stars again, but I don't even know why she's doing that. I think she should just because she doesn't want to be in front of the camera anymore. So I don't even know why she's doing all of this. She's subscribed to the housewife life. She loves taking care of her kids. She loves reading to her kids every night. She loves staying out of the public eye. So I don't know why she's doing this again, unless she has like some big movie that's going to come out later or something. But I'm going to see if I can play this Kim Zolciak song, and you tell me how you feel about it. People on Periscope and Meerkat, you know Kim Zolciak. You tell me how you feel about her singing career and whether she should have given Candy a little bit more money because of it.
Hurry up, baby, don't be late. I'll meet you at the place. I've been waiting for this day. It's the weekend, let's celebrate. Looking like a cover girl, covered in diamonds and pearls. Take the Benz out for a swirl. Drop that top, yeah, it's my world. Forget about work and the stress of the week. Party all night and we won't go to sleep. We own the club,
we own the night,
own the light, and I am not leaving till I see daylight. We gonna be party for the party.
Okay, we get the point. Are you still with me? I think we lost the real Dino Wells. Well, I'll continue speaking. I just played Kim Zolciak's Don't Be Tardy for the Party because I was connecting the two stories. Kim named her child Cash. Apparently, she and Candy had a conversation prior to her having Cash that Candy wanted to name her child Cash. And so there was this, let me see if I can find the clip. People on Periscope and Meerkat, you won't actually be able to see this clip, but I'm going to see if I can find it where they're having the argument. I believe it was on the reunion show where they started arguing about it because Candy was like, you knew that I wanted to name my child Cash. I still, like, if my friend named their child the name I wanted to name my child, I would probably still name my child that, because I mean it was my original idea. Why I gotta change up everything because you want to be messy and name your child? Like, if you wanted some advice on a name, I would have given it. I just would not have given you my name. With my situation, with my name, I'm gonna get back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I'm gonna tell you my situation. My mom always knew that she wanted to name me Chavon Simone, if you will, and her brother had children, and she was there for all of those situations, and he was not certain as to what he wanted to name his children. So what she did was she gave him like the alternate name. She was like, I was just running out of names until I can finally, she was like, if I would have had to get to Chavon, I would have had to just make up something on the spot. So she gave him Ashley Nicole, Samantha Tiffany. She gave him Samuel, and I can't remember the other names, but she gave them the names, the alternate names. So if you're ever in a situation where you're telling someone different names that you like, or they're asking for advice on what they should name their child, don't actually give them the name of the child you want, just in case they slip up and take the name, and then you feel uncomfortable using it. Not that you, because you might be like me, I would definitely use it anyway. So I am gonna go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just had to have that moment. I'm back now though. So with the holiday party that Phaedra had, she had her son, like I said, be the elf on the shelf. And for a while I didn't even know what that was, because I mean I subscribe to all kinds of different, not faiths, but I'm open to all kinds of holidays. And as Christmas, like I am a Christmas person, but I never heard of the elf on the shelf. I heard of course, Santa. I've heard of leaving out milk and cookies, and I just couldn't understand the concept of the elf on the shelf. So when she had her son sit there and tell people they were naughty or nice, that prompted me to do some research, where I found out what the elf on the shelf was. And then I found this clip on YouTube where it's like what people who don't have kids feel about the Elf on the Shelf. So we're going to take a Real Housewives reprieve again, and we're going to watch this clip from YouTube. You tell me what you think of it. Come directly to DINtv.com to see it.
First of all, he looks like he has a terrible secret.
I think he's just kind of sinister. It's kind of like a chew toy for a dog.
There's some beans in his butt area.
He has no feet, which is kind of weird, because, like, how's he get around?
It's kind of like he committed a horrible crime, and Santa was basically tortured him and cut off his feet and sewed his hands together.
It looks like he's passing gas. It's like, was that me? At night, he probably goes out and gets into trouble.
He probably goes around at night looking for like feet to take so that he can have them. Looks like I'm gonna wake up and he's like trying to strangle my arm. It kind of looks like if you touch him, he'd like it. So I heard that you're not supposed to touch him, otherwise he loses all his magic.
Do I get his magic? Can I like steal it?
If he's getting moved in the middle of the night, I guess that's all up to him. So we're all just kind of scared of himself, let him do his thing in our own homes.
So I think the purpose of him is that he spies on kids so that the kids are on their best behavior. It's actually pretty clever because you spend like $20 and you buy this little doll and you tell the kids that the doll is spying on you, and boom, instant behavior.
It's a cute way to scare your kids.
A cute way to scare your kids. Okay, so I know nothing, like I said, really about the Elf on the Shelf, but I don't think I would ever do that when I become a parent. I'm not doing that. Like, if my kids can't distinguish between naughty and nice and be good all during the year without an elf there watching them, then they don't deserve gifts. Okay, I'm not getting you anything if I have to have an Elf on the Shelf watching you for you to be good. So moving on, I'm going to talk about right now Kandi Burruss. I did just mention her again, but I'm gonna go back to her. This is what I mean. She had the baby already, but I wanted to know what you guys thought about her pregnancy. She last night had not negative things to say, but you can tell she was sensitive when it came to she and Nene's relationship and she and Phaedra's relationship. I'll tell you the rift if you don't know. She and Phaedra fell out after Phaedra became started getting into it a little bit with Apollo, and then they found out that he was going to be going to jail, and she didn't feel like Kandi was there all the way for her because she was so into she and her husband and her own family life that she didn't feel like Kandi was being a real friend to her. And then so she became really close with Nene, which was really odd because in the first couple of seasons they had their little beef because they said, oh, I didn't know you when we went to high school, and they denied, well, Phaedra denied even knowing Nene, and then for last season for them to become good friends was a little odd. I know if you guys have not been watching, this is a little confusing for you, but I'm trying to break it down as simple as I possibly can. So Phaedra and Nene became really close when they didn't seem like they were like likely friends, and Kandi felt some kind of way about it because she didn't find out that she and Phaedra weren't close until people started telling her about it. And she felt like if you really had a problem with me, then you should have taken that up with me. And I feel the same way. If I get into it with one of my friends, I would rather hear about us having a problem directly from them than outside sources, because then that just is putting more space in between us. If we can't handle it like women, then we don't need to handle it at all, and you don't need to run your mouth to other people. But I digress. I won't go into a long story about that because I could. but I just won't. So yeah, did pregnancy make her sensitive? Now, I know I might actually call my previously pregnant friend to tell you about all the hormonal changes she went through, but I promise it was like day and night. Like 5 minutes she'd be happy, 5 minutes she was upset, and really towards the end when it was time to push that baby, oh goodness, I could not wait for her to push that baby out because she was turning into a monster. But I don't know. And even with my mom, my mom didn't have any real hormonal changes. So like, I guess it varies, but I think maybe pregnancy made Candy a little sensitive because she didn't you could tell she didn't even really want to talk to Nene last night. She's like, okay, we don't have any real beef, but I don't know if I really want to speak to you. And she and Phaedra spoke. Let's see if I can find a clip of she and Phaedra speaking. They spoke and they were supposed to have already ironed out all their problems. So I can't really figure out why she's still upset. Oh. There was the thing about Todd. Todd and Phaedra got into business together for a workout video. What happened with the workout video is, I guess some things didn't go right with the filming or the monetary situation, and the video never saw the light of day, but it was a workout video why Phaedra, in fact, was pregnant. So, during that time, Todd had ill feelings towards Phaedra. It's like, okay, are you going to pay me my money? Are you going to pay me my money? Are you going to pay me my money? And she's like, I gave him his money. I have 4 jobs. I don't need to hold money from somebody, yada, yada, yada. And so, a couple episodes before last night, she gave him a check. She looked at some of the clips and she gave him some of the money. I don't think the video is still coming out. Let's see if I can find an image of the video. I don't think the video is coming out anymore, but it was while she was pregnant. And then she had one more check to give him, and she just hasn't given it to him. So last night in the episode, they were still invited. Todd and Candy were invited still to her party, but you could still see there was tension there. I'm like, I don't know if I would have these people here, even though they're the cast and they're all supposed to be together. I don't know if I would have all of them there if I wasn't on an even accord with all of them. So maybe, okay, that may play into my maybe Candy is too sensitive notion, because Phaedra felt comfortable enough to invite her. So maybe she was thinking Candy was in a better place, or that they had really squashed all their beef, like that sit down was supposed to accomplish. Perhaps. I'm going to see if I can pull up maybe just a clip from Phaedra's workout video. I've been saying I've been pulling up stuff. What's the last thing I pulled up, y'all? I just keep talking. I just can't stop talking. Okay, let's see. Phaedra's workout video. Well, we don't have a clip from Phaedra's workout video, but we have Bethany Frankel trying when Bethany had a show. I really enjoyed her show. I don't know why they canceled that. I really enjoyed it. Maybe it wasn't getting the viewership that they needed. But it was called the Donkey Booty Workout, and Phaedra and Kenya both had workout videos in the making. And Kenya's was called the Stallion Booty Workout. I would not purchase either of these videos because, I mean, I want something with a different title. I think that's the easiest way to say it. So I'm going to post this video of Bethany doing Phaedra's Donkey Booty Workout. And maybe these exercises are actually really good, but who would know because the video never came out. And I'm going to purchase it anyway. So I'm going to post it for you guys right now. And people on Periscope and Meerkat, you can come directly to DINtv.com to see it. People on Blab, you can come directly to DINtv to see it.
Does this work for men too? Do men
It works for everybody.
All right.
I mean, it's, you want those glutes to just be lifted. Just
All right, I do. All right, I'm ready. What's
all right,
the first move?
the funky donkey.
The funky donkey.
And this can be
the first move is called the funky donkey.
Okay.
So you want to just
Let's do it as a dance. Okay.
and then you want to walk it up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then backwards.
Okay. Hold on, hold
Okay.
on, hold on, my donkey to spell.
Beth.
My donkey to spell.
All right.
Okay,
back.
turn the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
1, 2. I am not playing with you.
Hold on, I can make it fun.
Yeah, get down.
All right. Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Okay.
The funky donkey.
Oh, she might need to go to rhythm school too.
Oh, I do not need to go to rhythm school. All right.
Go ahead, girl. Can't dance.
Maybe you don't have rhythm.
Let's sing, honey.
You
I
came
guess
for me
I
and
am.
I didn't send for you.
DINtv Studio.
Okay. Give us a beat.
On the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Come on, dance me.
On the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yes. Would you like to comment on these things? Okay, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone right now.
Okay. All right.
Hello?
He got a little rhythm. All right. Let's do the lateral squat now.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let me turn the volume up. Hello?
No, actually, we got a bad connection.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
It's kind of concerning the comments that you all was requesting about the show, the season finale.
Okay. So, what did you post?
I told her to come and discuss what she thought about the season finale.
Okay, yes, okay. So everywhere online is saying that it was one of the most boring in the history of Real Housewives. How did you feel about it?
Okay, well, I actually don't think I'll be able to do it because I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Okay, let's see. Maybe if I get a little bit closer. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying that every blog site was saying that the Real Housewives of Atlanta season finale was one of the most boring in the history of season finales. How did you feel about it?
Okay.
Did you feel like it was incredibly boring?
Yes, what exactly were you thinking about?
Okay, so they thought that the idea for Phaedra to have a party was just basically to bring the whole cast together because they needed a way to bring a cast together, and it was corny, and that it was like forced drama as opposed to something that was actually really happening between the cast.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we'll go like point by point. When it comes to Kenya Moore and her new boyfriend, how do you feel about that relationship? Do you think that it's a genuine relationship?
All right.
Do you see them working out?
What's she saying?
Hello? Hello? I think we're losing her. Okay. Well,
tell her that she's probably watching you on here.
Okay. Well, we tried, guys. We definitely tried. I'm gonna hope that she calls back, and I probably will call someone else.
That she was listening to you on this and talking to you on that. So
it's like
it was confusing her.
Okay.
So tell them just go chat. Hey, you guys, if you guys just have to call in, just make sure that you load down the volume from your computer and talk to us through the phone.
Okay. People, if you didn't catch that message, if you are watching me on Periscope Meerkat, the DIN outer screen blab and you decide to call in at 786-802-3407, please lower the volume of me speaking wherever I'm speaking so that you won't have the reverb or the connection issues and you can hear me all the way. But we were looking at Bethany. We were looking at Phaedra's donkey booty workout, and I cut it off midway because there's no real reason to watch it. But I just wanted to see if some of the moves were good, and actually those moves do look like they would really help in toning the buttocks. Maybe I can find some of Kenya's stallion booty workout. Okay, so this is her doing the booty pop, you guys, and you will tell me how you feel about it. I think this definitely plays into some of the over-sexualization of women in Hollywood, and I probably won't be doing the booty pop anywhere outside of my home. If it's really going to help me, tone up my backside, then maybe it works and I'll do it. Here we go.
To show us your signature stallion booty pop?
Yes, I am.
All right.
So this move is called the booty pop. And what we're going to do, ladies, we're going to get a nice wide straddle position. And you're going to just sink down into your heels. And then you're going to go onto your elbows. Just get really comfortable. And once you do that, you're going to isolate each glute muscle at a time. We're going to start with the left muscle.
Each glute
and what I want to see is
at a
that
time.
you isolate each glute at a time. So you start the left and basically it's like popping your glute muscle. So it's left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right.
I'm all about this,
left
actually.
And right. Left.
Like I said, if you are doing these exercises
left.
actually to exercise,
good.
Perfect. Now, if you're trying to go to a club and get all on the flow and make all of this happen, I'm going to need you to not, please and thank you. But I'll go back into last night episodes of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because we were speaking of Kenya Moore, I had the clip from before of her dog dying, and they were saying it was a hoax. And she's like, I have no reason to lie about my dog dying just to get views or just to be relevant on the show. And this was last year. Like I said, last night we saw the two new dogs, Twirl and King. So we're going to look at this clip from TMZ. And like I said, she was crying like really hard. Unless she is a really good actress, she's an all-right actress. I don't want ruffle no feathers, but she's an all-right actress. Unless she was an amazing actress, she just, those tears were like really real tears. So I'm going to post this and you tell me what you think. Do you think she was crying wolf? She wasn't really that emotional about her dog dying. Hi, Dimon Hellock on Meerkat. Thank you for liking this. Really? Kevin said he was going to open Periscope here. Let me. R.I.P. to the girl I used to be. Those days are over. Okay. They even likened it to when I can't look. See, this is how you know I don't watch a whole bunch of Family Guy. I can't remember his name. What's the dog's name? Somebody tell me. Oh, no one knows. I can Google it, but it's not that important. They likened it to when they killed him off and then brought him back for ratings. So, moving back to Real Housewives of Atlanta last night. I talked about Kenya, and I know about the whole dressing like the Grinch thing. I thought that was pretty apropos considering she turned into the Grinch last night with the whole messiness about the feds. But as far as it comes to Sheree and Bob Whitfield, I don't want to see them back together. I really don't, because like they were on Ayanla Fix My Life, and they had their own personal struggle on Real Housewives of Atlantis. We saw them unfold, if you will, as a couple. She claimed that he was not paying child support. We saw him stick his tongue out at her like a child after he got the court to lower his child support. I want to say to like $30. Weren't you a professional football player, sir? Why would you want your child support to be like next to nothing for these kids you supposedly care so much about? Okay, you guys tell me how you feel about that. If a professional person, like some big celebrity or something, has a lot of money and they get to a point where they have like financial hardship, should they just be like normal people and have their child support lowered? Or do you feel like they should find a new avenue to get money and keep paying the mother of their child the same rate that they were paying before? You let me know. I am here at www.DINtv.com. You can call at 786-802-3407. I think Bob should have just found another way to make money. I feel like he wanted to go into newscasting, and I think he even did it for a while. But apparently he wasn't bringing in the coins he made before, and he didn't want to pay child support. She said he was having a hard time even coming to see the kids, and that's another big thing. He has a daughter. I know it's not about this daughter-son thing, but it's very important for a daughter to have her father in her life. I had my father until he passed, and I know now how I know from him how I'm supposed to be treated by a man. I know how I saw he treated my mother, and I'm like, that's what I want. I want that same kind of structure. I want that same way of life. Like, I don't put down anybody who has a single parent household. I know if I do decide to have a family and kids, I want it to be two parents, and I know that I want him to treat me like a queen. I want him to, he doesn't have to make more money than me. That's fine. We can make similar amounts, or he can make lower than me, as long as he contributes at some degree. I want him to, he doesn't necessarily have to know how to cook, but it'd be nice because my dad knew how to cook, and he needs to be there for his kids have to be priority number one. You can put me to the back burner, but if I have your child, make sure you take care of them. Make sure you let them know that they're important, and let them know that they're special and how they should be treated. So yeah, he didn't even apparently want to come see his children. I'm going to see if I can find a clip of this, because most of the clips are, you can't really have them on here without like some copyright issues. Thank you for all the love due to copyright issues, but I'm trying to find the clips that I can for you guys. People on Periscope and Meerkat, come directly to DINtv.com to see the content that I do play. People on Blab, you do the same thing. And if you have anything you'd like to contribute, I am more than welcome to play it. We just had a guy who played all of his, well, not all of it, but he gave us the preface for his documentary, and then he gave us a clip to it. And you guys, it looks like a really good documentary. I think it's called When the Bell Rings. If you can go see that for him, that would be awesome. So I'm gonna look up for Sheree and Bob. Maybe I'll get the clip from Ayanla Fix My Life, where it was very tumultuous between the two of them. Maybe you have a situation, people on Periscope and Meerkat, where your this sounds bad, where your baby's father is not doing you right, and you want to just come talk to me about it. Make it happen.
Chavon, can you hear me?
I sure can. I found this is a clip from the Oprah Winfrey Network, guys. This is when they were on Ayanla Fix My Life, and I'm posting it for you guys right now.
Y'all will not be able to co-parent right now. You'll be able to be their mom. You'll be able to be their dad. But for y'all to come together and clear, conscious communication, choices, and decisions, that can't happen right now. No way. Still too much heat. But what I'm going to ask you to do, Sheree, woman to woman, is take your hands off Cairo. And what that means is don't interfere in his relationship with his father.
And I have not.
He wants to establish a relationship with his son where he does not have to go through you.
He has Cairo's cell phone.
I'm just letting you know. He's going to establish a relationship with your son where he does not have to go through you.
I want him to establish a relationship with our son.
Okay. So that means you can call your son. You have access to him. Will you be willing to communicate to Cairo that he has your permission to be in communication and relationship with his father?
Absolutely.
Would you be willing to communicate that to your son?
Absolutely.
So when he comes to your door, will you come and
call first?
Call first,
come
sir.
to my door.
Now notice, I just said when he came to the door, I didn't give no instructions about how he was going to get there, and immediately the rock came up.
No. Let me be straight. He can't call and not assume that I have plans. He can't call the kids and say, I'll be there in an hour. He needs to make sure that I don't have plans, because sometimes, lately, I think you called out of the blue on Friday. I had plans on Saturday. So I just told you to make sure that you had Cairo back on Saturday because we had plans. So I don't have a problem with you coming to get the kids. I want you to come get the kids. But if I have plans, then I'm not going to break my plans. If they're that important, there's a lot of days in the year. He can get them when we don't have plans.
Her
I don't have
plans
plans.
seem to tend to trump
Sheree,
anything that I would do.
Sheree,
How often have you called me? How many times have you called me this year?
Sheree,
I don't
call you,
Sheree.
woman.
I don't like to call you.
Sheree,
Don't you have to- How many times have you called the kids and said, "Come spend the weekend"?
Sheree,
This year?
Sheree,
Zero.
Sheree.
You don't know that.
Zero.
You answer Callie's phone, you answer Cairo's phone.
That has
That's why
nothing to do.
I feel like
with
she has a
being
lot of animosity built
Make
up
it
towards
about
you,
you.
or she had a lot of animosity built up to him because, like I said, he's not being a part of his kid's life. And then the minute he wants to come back in, he's supposed to be welcomed with open arms. I mean, you shouldn't really interfere with someone's relationship with their child, but you have to understand you have not been around. So what gives you cause,
How often were you here last year, Bob?
what made you feel like it was okay to just step back in whenever you wanted to? That's not how you.
Why are you
I don't know
measuring?
kids. I don't have kids, so
This
maybe
is
you
how
guys
you
can
block,
understand or
delay,
break it down for everyone. But when you have kids, you don't come in and out of their life. That's one way to scar them
This is
for
what the
life.
kids see.
And the likelihood that they'll repeat the same mistake is high.
You blame him
If they don't
for your
have
bad
some
behavior.
other kind of
And unfortunately, you had these two precious
routine
babies
set
in
for
your life.
themselves.
And
Some
whenever the
good
elephant
guideline that teaches
grass
them
suffers.
to detract from that
Children's
route
grass.
in which you have laid of coming in and out of their life. So I am going to click off. Well, I'm going to finish play this clip, guys. Well, at this point, Cairo, her son, is, I want to say, 18 and in college, so he can make the decisions for himself whether he wants to have ties to his father. But the big news is as to whether she and Bob are getting back together. Like, through this all, they fought over money. They fought over alimony. They fought over child support. They have been fighting. And now it's, I guess they're in a good place now. And the question is, should they be together? It's not, this is a very important, this is not for the kids' sake, because of course they're at an age now where it doesn't even matter. So I'm going to play this clip of her speaking or addressing it, and you guys listen in with me. Her hair is just beautiful. It's giving me so much life right now.
That's not him. He's so quiet, so reserved. I mean, so down to earth. Like, he literally just got on social media because he's in college. So, you know, all the other kids are doing it. But I don't even know if he, I don't think he has an Instagram page. She just got a car right before Christmas. And with that, she thinks she's grown, that she can, you know, just go whenever she likes. And I'm like, Callie, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, she's still living and working in Atlanta, you know, still looking for love. And it's just tough. I told Callie when we got there, she's like, what? You guys are in Jamaica together? You know, I don't together. You know, hopes up thinking, you know, it was more than, you know, what it is. You know, I say anything can happen. You know, I never say never. But right now we're just really working on, you know, being better parents for our kids and, you know, just working on a friendship.
Their kids are like the perfect balance of them. Like, you can look at them and see both of them in them. Me, I don't think I look like either my mother or my father. Who do I look like? But that's another story. I am going to call someone who has also seen last night's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm going to get her take on it. And you guys can listen in, and if you feel like joining in on the conversation, you can come directly to www.DINtv.com, because I would give you the number again, but since I'm Kadar, can you not look in this region, okay? Focus on my face, please and thank you. I'm going to call her, and I'm not giving you the phone number here because I'm going to be on the phone. So if you want to talk to me in the midst of her speaking, you have to come directly to www.DINtv.com. So. Okay. Hello there.
Hi, how are you?
I am alive. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored. favored, girl.
Oh, blessed and highly favored. You got Jesus in your life today?
Yes, Jesus is in my life. I'm not with the craziness today.
So, you saw the season finale of The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
All right, now, do you agree with the blogosphere people who think that it was one of the most boring in the history of all the season finales?
I won't say it was. I don't agree with them saying it's boring because it wasn't boring in my opinion. Just that I feel as though the ladies are starting to become a little bit more mature and less petty.
Okay.
And so therefore, with their storyline finishing for this season, it seems a little bit more as far as for showing their mature side and not the cattiness and the foolery that they normally show.
I mean, I don't know if they have become less catty because you said, well, maybe not Kenya. Did you see that foolishness? Okay, so I'm gonna break it down from person to person, and then you're gonna give me your opinion on it, okay?
Okay.
As far as Kenya, I talked about her, how she has new dogs now, and before they're so cute. They are really, really cute. And there was a story saying that she faked Velvet's death last year. Do you feel like she faked their death because for ratings?
I have to totally disagree with that because I don't believe the other ladies would have went along with the fake dog, with a dog fake death. Like, really?
Okay, do you think she went too far when she invited them to have like a whole full ceremony? Would you go that far for a pet?
Yes, because those are my family members.
Okay, have you had a pet that you were that close to where you would go out that far?
No, because I never had pets. But if I did have a dog, because I don't like cats like that, but if I did have a dog, I would do the same thing. Because, again, these are animals that are a lot of times have been with a person for years upon years.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't want to have your dog thrown away like it was nothing to nobody.
Exactly. As far as her and this new boyfriend, how do you feel about relationships where the woman is significantly older than the male?
I say, hey, Stella, you got your groove back.
Is this something you would engage in?
Most definitely.
And why is that?
Because it makes you feel young and it makes you feel spontaneous and it makes you feel good, and at least you know you got somebody that can keep up with you in other areas.
I mean, this is a potential cougar, people. On Periscope and Meerkat, if you want her number later and you have money and you're cute and you're single, I'm gonna make it happen for you because she is ready and willing. Wait, not in that respect, but anyway, I'm gonna move on. Do you think she should have dressed like the Grinch, or should she have come in normal clothing?
No, I think it really did fit the theme, and it's Kenya being Kenya. We always, you know, the audience are real fans of the Housewives and watch consistently. They will see that she's always the one to try to be a little different than others, and it did go with the Christmas theme. And then, of course, we all know her relationship with Phaedra or whatnot. Mm-hmm. It kind of piggybacks off of some of the views that Phaedra has of her.
Right. So that brings me to another question. Did it make any sense for Phaedra to invite Kenya to the party in general when they don't really get along? Don't you think that was like put together or orchestrated by the show?
Well, there's a lot of things that are orchestrated by the show to try to have the ladies in one area at the same time, pretty much.
Yeah.
So for the season finale, you do want to have everyone in one setting. You don't want it to be so standoffish as far as saying, okay, this person was not invited. So I do think that was more so for the show purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But again, at the same time, the ladies tend to seem like they're trying to be a little bit more cordial in certain
I don't like it.
And therefore, she did extend the olive branch as far as for inviting Kenya, in my personal opinion.
I don't like it. And I, at this point, don't think she should have invited Candy, because Candy, okay, do you think, I said that I was going to call you because you were my former pregnant person who turned into an awful individual as the pregnancy progressed. Oh my God, you were horrible. Do you think that the pregnancy is making Candy more sensitive than she normally is? Because I feel like she and Phaedra had the sit down conversation and it was supposed to be okay after that. Sure, Todd and Phaedra are not in a good place, but why do you still need to be upset with her?
Well, do you think Candy is just really upset with her for no apparent reason?
No, I know it's for a reason, but if y'all had a conversation about it, why are you still upset?
I don't think Candy is just like upset. What I think it is that Phaedra is wishy-washy.
Okay.
And so you have to deal with people based upon what they present to you at that moment, basically. So if she's feeling though at that moment that Phaedra is really not being her friend per se,
okay,
then you use the attitude that she is. Whatever treatment I give you, then that's what you're going to receive for that particular moment. Because even like in the season finale, did you really see Phaedra interact with Candy? No.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, he's supposed to be so cool now.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so standoffish?
Oh,
This is your second caller today.
that's dope.
Now, I have another question. As far as Portia, when she was having the meeting with the doctor, she said that her sister might have to carry her baby for her. Do you think that it's more about her not wanting to actually carry a baby and have one, or because she feels like that her sister's womb would be better?
No, I think Portia really does want to carry her own baby.
You think?
And if the audience looks at the
Since you don't know who you're voting for.
previous history of previous shows of Housewives, she was devastated when she lost her baby.
Uh-huh.
And she was she didn't go out initially and say, hey, I want a surrogate to carry my baby. But, of course, she's dealing with the issues of fibroids. So there is a possibility where she can or may not be able to carry her child. So if that's the case, you try to ask somebody that's close and that, of course, has already had children to see if they're willing to do it for you. But I honestly think she will want to experience that. My personal opinion, any woman that can experience it, they will be more than willing to experience it.
Okay.
I don't think the career would be more important than going through that experience as far as for carrying your own child.
But I feel like it has become that about. I don't want to say that I feel some kind of way about Portia, but I don't think she has it all together.
Mentally, I don't either.
Yeah,
I have a lot of growing up because it seems as though she's a little ditzy.
Yeah.
In my opinion, she's a pretty girl.
Right.
Nice body and everything, but it's like mentally, for me, it's something missing there from her.
Yeah, I feel like she's a little spacey, and I feel like at this point she would put her body over carrying a child right now, but she definitely wants one.
Nah, I think she'll carry. I think she wants that full experience because she's always said, if I could have a child right now, I would have a child right now. And most people don't think of it as far as, I want somebody else to carry my child so I could have a child right now. It's more so of them saying, I want to go through this. I want to get pregnant. I want this.
Okay, well, tell me this. If you have become a celebrity, so to speak, and you know that your looks are what's making you your money, and you know that you worked hard to get your body to a tip-top position, but you also want kids, what do you sacrifice, your career or the child?
My career, for me.
Oh my God.
Because snapping back is easy to do.
Snapping back is easy to do. Excuse me?
As someone who has not snapped back yet from a baby, I disagree.
Oh, we have a viewer here, a user named Peter. He said, as someone who has not snapped back from having his baby.
It's
not easy to do.
Quick. And don't let me have to have a C-section. Since y'all already doing surgery, come on and let's suck this out. Give me my tummy.
So you will cheat.
Because I got to go back
to get your body back to where it needs to be.
Yes, because for me, I don't want to have to. I want to experience pregnancy. pregnancy for me was a good pregnancy until the very end, of course, when I started having my issues. But I also know I still have to make a living. So yes, I want my child. I want to go through the experience, but to continue living the lifestyle I'm living, I still have to make an earning.
Right.
My body and my looks is what's getting me paid. I got to get back into it real quick. And if me having surgery,
then that's what you're gonna do.
Have a surgery, of course. It ain't like I'm broke and ain't got the money and can't do it.
Now we gonna move on to Sheree.
Oh Jesus.
Sheree and Bob. Do you want to see them back together? I just had a whole spiel about how I don't want to see them together. He was really messy when it came to their kids. What grown man sticks his tongue out at a woman?
I don't think, I know people change, and when it comes to the children, for me, that draws a line. I don't care how much you disrespect me. I don't care how much you hate me. I don't care how much you cheat on me, lie to me, whatever you want to do. But when it comes to children, these are innocent people that did not ask to be here.
Exactly.
That draws the line for me. So if all you want to be is a baby daddy, then that's what you will remain, a baby daddy.
Exactly. And their children are grown at this point. So it would be them getting together of their own volition. Like they would want to be together on their own. I can't see it. I cannot see it.
At this point in life, neither one of them wants to really start over with new people.
That's what it is.
So they feel like they'd rather be comfortable with going back to one another because they've already been down their road. Because it's not as if they're trying to get back together to save their family or make their family work.
Right.
Their children are adult children. So it's like I'm doing it more so out of comfortability and the fear of not having to deal with new people.
Okay, let me pose this to everyone. People on Periscope, Meerkat, DINtv, Blab. Would you get back with somebody from your past or an ex of some sort when you come to a stage in life where you don't want to start dating anyone new? Do you have anyone that you would go back to? Shanika, do you have anybody you would go back to?
Yes, I have somebody I would go back to.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to talk about that with you off air. Okay. Do you think did you think that was the appropriate time to address the whole Bob and Tammy situation at that party?
No. That's another thing that I really don't care for with these group of ladies. It's like they pick the wrong places and times to address certain issues.
Exactly.
I know you need a storyline so you can stay relevant on the show. But what if Tammy would have went left?
Exactly.
Based upon Bob's response. Now you just messed up someone's event that they're trying to have a good time with family and friends, but you can't keep your mouth closed for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
They could have even walked outside to have that discussion. You didn't have to bring that up in a place where there's a group of people, and then once again, it's like if Tammy would have went left, it would have been another big thing.
Right. That's just too much, and I did not appreciate how Kenya was going on and on. Do you think Phaedra sent the feds to Candy's house? Oh my goodness.
No, like relationship with Kenya and Phaedra. Y'all know how they get down. It's petty and messy.
She should not have invited Kenya to the party. Like that should not have been even on her mind.
But once again, we know it's for the purpose of the show. Because
Andy Cohen is messy. Andy Cohen is so messy.
What happened?
That's because Andy Cohen is so messy.
Of course. He is. You understand him on Andy Live?
Yes, he is. Okay, what else? Oh, definitely. Kim Fields and her husband. Kim Fields' husband danced with Phaedra. First off, did you think that party was too much pomp and circumstance? Or do you think it was perfect?
Perfect, no. It was something to do.
I feel like she dished out too much money for that, and for
but
what?
We know again, Phaedra's over the top. These are things that we have already picked up on off of the show. You see what she did for her son's first birthday,
right?
What she did when Mr. President was born.
Mr. President, that's funny.
This is what we expect from Phaedra. Nothing less. She's over the top. She says she's a Southern Belle, but baby, you're a little bit over the top.
And was Dwight trying to get back into Nene's good graces, bringing those drinks, or was he just being his typical over the top self as well?
He's a little extra too, and people grow. So honestly, like Nene said, she have not seen Dwight in years.
Mm-hmm.
And at that particular time, it was probably just him trying to make amends of what used to be their friendship, because they used to really be friends.
They did.
And then it just went left. And I'm hoping that in real life, not for the cameras and for TV,
mm-hmm.
that they can savage or be cordial, basically, to one another. Because it's like, just like Miami, Atlanta is a small place. So you're going to constantly run into these different people.
Right.
So no, I don't have to like you. I don't have to be in your face. I don't have to be in your event. But I can say, hi, how you doing? Have a blessed day. Goodbye. It takes nothing off of your back, no money out your pocket, no sleep from your night, for you to just be cordial.
Now, do you think Kim Phil's husband is gay?
No, I don't think he's gay. Not at all. I mean, we have some men that have a little bit more feministness to them, but I don't think he's gay. No.
I feel like
I do think Kenya was messy though for saying.
Oh no, she was definitely messy. But I definitely feel like this was one of the threads that held Kim together on this show. Like, I don't feel like Kim should have been a part of this cast at all.
I don't think she fits in because she's not with the drama.
Right.
But why I do feel like she should be a part of the show, because she does bring that settledness. And for me personally, it's not always about chaos.
Nope, I like chaos. I want it constantly. This is why I'm watching reality TV.
But we have enough of Lord Jesus, I almost said something bad. We have enough of the rest of them being chaotic and out of control.
Okay, but then you got to look at it.
Brings that element of settledness to the show, because you don't always. Nobody should always want drama in their life. And God, sorry to say, especially at their dang on age.
Right. But we already have Candy, who is very laid back. And when Sheree wants to be, she can be really laid back. She has some moments where it's like, okay, we talked behind your back, so I'm gonna tell you what we talked about so that you won't hear about it later. But that's the only ounce of messiness Sheree really has. She has other parts of her storyline, but most of these people are laid back. I don't need another laid back cast member. I need somebody who's gonna turn it up. As much as I detest,
they may be laid back on a one-on-one scene, but when they get together, they are not laid back.
That's true.
Kim Fields is laid back regardless if she's with them or without them.
Right, but then half of the show is them on their own. Kim ain't got no storyline, and so the only thing that's been keeping her relevant is whether her husband is gay or not.
You know what? I don't think so. I think for one, I believe that she's relevant because she's not the one that's being ratchet, basically. So it's good to somebody who has a little bit of sense. They know their business. She handles her business. She can be a friend to at least Phaedra, because in this instance, Lord Jesus, we're going to pray for Phaedra.
That's definitely one question I wanted to ask you. Going back to previous shows, with Phaedra taking the boys to see their father locked up, do you think they are of age to do this? Do you think this should be even a thing? Should they have should prisoners have rights to see their children, even though they committed a crime? They committed a crime, so that should kind of be a part of their punishment.
No, because if that was the case, if people's families had to be cut off because they're in prison, do you know how many people will end up dying in prison? Now, this is real for me, because I have someone that is close to me in prison. So if his family gets cut off from him, they could be doing anything to him.
That's true.
And that's a no. No, because just because I did the crime, I'm already in jail. So why do I have to suffer even more?
That's true.
Don't be telling me I can't see my family and kids.
But that's the risk you take. That's the risk you take trying to be sneaky and getting over and committing crimes. You're already putting yourself in a position where you know that there are going to be consequences.
Apollo should have known better because he had 2 small children. So you taking the risk of going to jail. Think about your children before you do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, do I feel as though Phaedra is obligated to take her kids to see him? No.
I feel like where she's on such a public
to have a relationship with your father.
Yeah. I feel like where she's on such a public platform, everybody's expecting that. It's like, hey, this is the right thing to do. You need to take your child to.
It ain't a such thing. When this children that small, it ain't. You tell me what's the right thing to do. Those are my children. You can't tell me what's right and what's wrong. But I feel as though there's a way for her to let him see the children. I'm sorry, so that he can still have a relationship with them, and it's not just over phone conversations. Because you still can't physically hug. He won't be able to hug his children through he won't be able to tell them and see their faces as far as to say, hey, I love you, I know I made a mistake, and explain to them what's going on. But at the same time, the flip side of that with having children and you're in prison, your kids now have to be like, okay, I can't take my father home with me.
Right. And they're going to come to resent him for that.
So I don't think they'll resent him in the long run because, again, he's still trying to build that relationship with them, even though he's in prison. And I've seen that happen, and the person who I know that's in prison now with children, the relationship is still there with his kids, even though he's in prison.
Okay. And my last question to you is, are you looking forward to the reunion? What are you expecting to happen?
With the reunion, I'm expecting them to really just be catty and childish as they have always been.
Uh-huh.
And I honestly think they're going to always have issues because the ladies have different opinions, different personalities, and so forth. And you can never do anything right in no one's eyes, so it's going to always be, well, you did this, and I did that, and I'm just hoping nobody don't get pulled, dragged.
I kind of want to see a fight. Oh, this is so horrible of me, but I kind of want to see a fight.
I don't want to see a fight because, again, first of all,
they're too old for that.
They're too grown to be doing this. And then, for me personally, I am a black woman, and that is not how I act.
Right, but they're not the depiction of what all black women are. They're just like a little.
But you know how people like to categorize it.
I do know this. But I kind of want to say, this is what I signed up for.
We disagree.
Okay. My only thing is I hope that the guys don't go too far into the drama, because I feel like this is a woman's show, so the guys should probably stay out of it.
Well, we all know that's not going to happen because, for one, Todd and Phaedra still have their issue.
Right.
And so we know it's going to become a back and forth with them. And then we also know that when Kenya initially brought what's his name? Matt around.
Yeah.
There was a little
tiff between him and the guys.
Yeah, with him and the rest of the guys from the show. And I'm quite sure that's going to come up. And that's why I say with this cast, they don't know how to be grown. If you say it's over, then let it be over. But they don't know the meaning of over. They just keep going and going and going about the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, we saying the same thing and nobody is willing to change. So you either get over it or don't deal with it. It's your choice.
I don't want to see it. I kind of just want the men to not just be a part of the reunion. Don't even come out and speak. Just don't
exist. That's not going to happen. And then, of course, it's once again with Phaedra and Todd. If Phaedra come at Todd sideways, we all know Candy ride or die for her man.
Of course.
She is going to get in Phaedra's behind if she feels as though Phaedra is being sideways with Todd. And one of the comments, I don't know if people caught it, Todd told Phaedra, you so busy worrying about what I am doing.
Yes.
Apollo is in your house and you didn't know what the hell it was doing.
Exactly.
Oh, and I agree with him.
Right, but that was childish of a man to say. Like, that was very messy.
But whether if he's a man or not, how many digs do you keep taking from someone?
We don't know what digs she sent his way. We don't know what digs.
Sending shots at him. And in my opinion, she's starting to make me feel as though she's bitter or jealous. Your husband is in jail. Don't get mad because this girl got hers at home.
Ooh, how do you really feel? How do you really feel?
I'm dead serious. Because we all know Phaedra's supposed to be the prim and proper Southern Belle.
Southern Belle, yes.
They have the perfect family. By the way, the same one who lied about when she was pregnant because she didn't want people to know she was pregnant before she got married.
Right.
Who gives a damn? But it's like, come on, Phaedra, why you keep sending for this man? Why you keep doing it?
Oh my goodness.
Are you jealous? What is the problem? I'm just saying. I'm just speaking facts.
Well,
I watched the show.
When we watch the reunion show, I will be calling you back so I can have your take on it.
Oh, okay. I'm more than happy to give my 2 cents.
Because I appreciated all of your opinions tonight. The only thing I didn't get to ask you about was that awkward massage Cynthia Bailey gave, and that wasn't even important.
Oh, Jesus.
It really wasn't. Because I don't feel like, do you feel like Peter and Cynthia are going to last?
If they continue to work on it, I believe they can. Their marriage can last. But it takes 2. And, of course, you know, I hope Peter don't feel as though because he's married to her that she's going to continue to accept some of the things that he do.
Right.
And don't give me this, a man is just being a man. No, you're a married man. So
exactly.
These single men things alone.
And that's supposed to come out on the reunion too. Like Peter hits on all kinds of young girls and things.
Oh yeah, I heard that comment as well.
It was gonna be so juicy.
And I mean, like, it's the show title actually needs to be changed. It shouldn't just be Real Housewives of Atlanta. It should just be Real Housewives and Husbands of Atlanta because they all have a part in that show.
Exactly.
The only person, and I'm honestly thinking it's because Nene hasn't fully been on the show this season.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear from her and Greg, as you know. They're not as vocal
right
season because they came in at the very end of the season.
Right.
But for me, because Grant has had his good tips with people in past seasons, and so that's why the show needs to be changed. The title should be changed.
That's not gonna happen, but we'll see what happens. We could petition for it, but it's not gonna happen. You basically saying they are false advertising, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because the husbands got their opinions just as much as the wives. Okay.
Well, like I said, I will definitely be calling you for the reunion show. So,
alrighty,
very much. And then, as soon as you start work, I'm gonna call you while you at work. I'm gonna call you while you putting your baby to sleep. I'm just gonna be interrupting your day with different things. Okay?
Hold on. I need to sign a contract and I would not be.
I'm gonna give you a brand contract like Cynthia Bailey. How about that? You will have to ascribe to all of my tenants, okay?
But do you think they created a new contract since honey?
No, but they put that caption on the end. They are still working on their friendship. What? Their friendship is strong, and she's still working on her relationship with her husband. It should be the other way around. You and your husband should be solid, and you should be working on your friendship with him.
I don't. Hey, whatever works for people.
That's just
whatever works for
just backwards. All right, thank you very much, lady.
You're welcome.
I will
see you later.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
I know that was a very lengthy conversation, guys, but we definitely got all of her opinions on what was taking place on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Wes, are you with me?
Kinda.
I know you are just not genuinely or generally the topic we discussed, but do you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Oh, when I say kinda, that mean I got one ear on y'all and the other ear on Cornell West. I'm like, what y'all talking about? I don't even know.
Oh my goodness, what is Cornell West talking about?
I'm watching him argue Bernie Sanders' case.
Are you leaning towards Bernie now?
No, I'm just listening to other people talk.
Okay. Well, I think Politics is going to be on after me, so make sure you post that clip, or is this happening live?
No, this is from Democracy Now! On YouTube.
Okay. Well, make sure you post that clip after I leave because Peter is going to be on, and it's going to be all about politics.
Yeah.
And as far as Real Housewives of Atlanta, I guess I can talk to you about the general stuff if you don't mind.
I have a question for you.
What is it?
Do you think the show is scripted?
I think definite parts of the show are scripted. I was just saying that nobody in their right mind, if you're dealing with personal issues with your family and your husband is locked up, I don't think you're just going to randomly say, let me have a big Christmas party and invite some people I don't even deal with. I think they put that together and they're just trying to make this show live on so they won't have to cancel another Real Housewives show.
Why don't they do like Hood Housewives of Chicago?
Cause ain't nobody gonna work in Chicago with no cameras and no.
All you gotta do is drop the cameras off at the door. Niggas will take care of themselves. They got it.
No.
They got it. They'll make the show happen.
Would you actually watch Real Housewives of Chicago?
It'll be on YouTube, so I probably catch.
Yeah, cause you don't even really watch TV.
I don't even own a TV, no.
Are you normal? Who are you?
I'm an alien.
Clearly, you and Lil Wayne are the same person.
Nah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That was a stretch. What did you listen to?
Right now, I'm just listening to Skipper. That's it.
Skipper. I feel like you posted something from him.
I did.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was cool. But I'm gonna ask you the general questions, and you give me your general response because you don't know Housewives of Atlanta.
All right.
Do you think it's all right for a woman that's significantly older to date a younger man who isn't, I guess, as established as she is?
I mean, it's fine with me. She can do what she want to do.
Would you be in one of these situations where you date someone older and established?
Like, does she clearly look older?
No. It's Kenya Moore. Do you know who Kenya Moore is?
No, I don't even know who it is.
All right, I'm going to post a picture of the whole cast, and I'll break it down for who is who. Just 1 second.
Oh, shit, I'm going in.
Okay. So Kenya Moore is the third from the left, and she has dark hair, and she has on a blue shirt.
That's so fucked up because,
Because what?
Nothing.
No, say what you gotta say.
Who is that next to her in the other blue dress?
That is Cynthia Bailey.
With the gold hair?
Yep.
What her full hair with?
You know what? It's two more people with bluish looking She's got like, one is like a bluish dress that has a V cut, and one is like a silvery